What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update. And in this video, we're going to go over some new big news regarding evictions and also new stimulus check news. And also, if you didn't hear, some startling news about Nancy Pelosi. But first, if you haven't yet, click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on new second stimulus check update videos and videos about the unemployment extension and related news. My wife and I do all the research for you guys every single day so we can bring you it all in a quick, concise video. And don't forget to smash the like button for us down below. Okay, first up, this is really big news. If this affects you or anybody you know, the White House has ordered the CDC to ban evictions all the way through the end of 2020. And this move would impose criminal charges on landlords who disobey the order. This is brand new and this was just issued yesterday and it will go until the end of the year. The moratorium announced by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, was the latest measure by the administration to get a handle on the economic fallout from the pandemic. Without an agreement from Congress on a far more reaching package to stop evictions, health officials are relying on the 1944 Public Health Service Act, which gives the administration broad quarantine powers. The moratorium, which will run through December 31st, applies to individuals earning less than $99,000 per year and who are unable to make rent or housing payments. President Trump is committed to helping hard-working Americans stay in their homes and combat the spread of the virus, White House spokesman Brian Morgenstern told reporters on Tuesday. The moratorium applies only to the non-payment of rent and will not apply to residents who engage in criminal activity, threaten the health or safety of other residents, or damage property or violate their lease other than for rent or non-payment. The order does not forgive rent or prohibit landlords or property owners from charging late fees. In order to certify applicability, a renter can submit a signed statement to their landlord or property owner. The statement is included as an attachment in the agency order and is available here. I will provide a link to this down below in the description. You may have to click the down arrow next to the title if you're on a mobile phone. In order to qualify for the eviction protections, the tenant will need to sign a sworn statement provided by the agency order certifying the following qualifications. The tenant has used their best efforts to obtain available government assistance for rent or housing. The tenant was eligible to receive an economic impact payment, a stimulus check under the CARES Act, or has an annual income of no more than $99,000 for an individual or $198,000 for a family. The tenant is not able to pay the full rent due to a substantial loss of income, wages, or hours, or because of the extraordinary out-of-pocket medical expenses. The tenant is using their best efforts to make partial rent payments, and the tenant has no other available housing options and, if evicted, would need to move into a new residence shared by other people who live in close quarters or would have to move into a homeless shelter. The tenant statement also says that the tenant understands that they will still have to pay rent and fees and comply with their lease. The unpaid rent may be required by the housing provider in full once the temporary eviction moratorium expires on December 31st, 2020. It's unclear how this will affect individual property owners that may be renting out their place as a source of income and to pay the rent. We will have to see what happens with that. We don't know if the government will reimburse them for their rent or make it so they don't need to pay their mortgage, because a lot of individual property owners have mortgages to pay, and if they don't receive any rent, they could go into a foreclosure, so they could run into a lot of problems. So there's still a lot of details that have need to come out about this. But if you are struggling with bills right now, this eviction moratorium will probably help you out. Next up, Republicans have been very busy with testimony from Steve Mnuchin yesterday saying that they are in favor of more stimulus and that they want to make a deal with the Democrats. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi for the Democrats did have another phone call that was 36 minutes to iron out more details of the negotiations for the next stimulus package. At this point, we're not sure if they're going to have a big stimulus package around 2 trillion or slightly less, which will include stimulus checks and possibly an unemployment extension to the end of the year, or if we're going to see the Republicans try to push a skinny bill, which is going to be a lot smaller stimulus package and may not include enough money for stimulus checks to be sent out directly to Americans. The good and bad news about the smaller skinny bills is that there might not be enough money for stimulus checks unless they do a bill with just checks and maybe one other thing. But the Republicans have stated that they want to pass multiple different skinny bills, so it's not like it would be just one bill and then done. We're going to be receiving new information about this bill that the Republicans are drafting on and are going to be voting on. They're trying to make it so that the Democrats will agree with it and it won't be dead on arrival. Apparently, the Republicans have been meeting every single morning right now to go over the details of this bill and to craft it in a way the Democrats will agree on it, so it has a much higher likelihood of getting passed. Their one big opponent to this will be Nancy Pelosi, the leader of the Democrats in the House of Representatives, because she doesn't want to do piecemeal deals or smaller deals. She wants to lump everything into a much larger stimulus package, and she's also digging her heels in and saying that she won't go below $2.2 trillion on that big, large stimulus package, of which up to half of that money could go to states and cities that need bailout money, and a significant portion of that money will go towards that. And I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you the latest scandal about Nancy Pelosi. Using a shuttered San Francisco hair salon for a blowout, and the owner calls it a slap in the face, saying that we've been shut down for so long. You can see Nancy Pelosi in the footage there coming through without a mask on her face, and the salons aren't even allowed to be open. And I'm going to give you all the details right now. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited a San Francisco hair salon on Monday afternoon for a wash and blowout, despite local ordinances keeping salons closed amid the pandemic. In security footage timestamped Monday at 3:08 Pacific time, Nancy Pelosi is seen walking through the salon in San Francisco with wet hair and without a mask over her mouth or nose. Salons in San Francisco have been closed since March and were only notified they could reopen on September 1st for outdoor hairstyling services only. The salon owner says, "I am sharing this because of what everyone in my industry and my city is going through right now." President Donald Trump reacted in a tweet Wednesday saying, "Crazy Nancy Pelosi is being decimated for having a beauty parlor opened just for her when all others are closed, and for not wearing a mask despite constantly lecturing everyone else to wear masks. He says, we will almost certainly take back the house and send Nancy packing." The salon owner said in a phone interview, the salon owner, Erica Coos, explained that she has independent stylists working for her who rents chairs in her salon. One of the stylists who rents a chair contacted me Sunday night. A screen grab of the text message she received from one of her stylists says, "I will be there at 2:45 p.m. tomorrow. Nancy Pelosi's assistant just messaged me to do her hair." The owner was like, "Are you kidding me right now? Do I let this happen? What do I do?" Noting that she can't control what her stylists do if they rent chairs from her, but that they're not paying at this time because the salons have been closed since March. The owner says it was a slap in the face that she went in, that she feels that she can just go and get her stuff done while no one else can go in to get their hair done, and I can't work. adding that she also can't believe the speaker didn't have a mask on. So, you guys can let me know your thoughts down below. Nancy Pelosi has been taking a lot of heat over her not willing to pass a stimulus check and unemployment extension for the people because she's holding it up with her words saying that she would lose her negotiating leverage by passing those things that both sides agree on and not putting it in a larger package to pass the things that the Republicans don't agree on, which is money, bailout money for states and cities, and billions of dollars for the post office. So she's been under a lot of heat for saying that she doesn't want to pass things for the American people right now because of her losing her leverage if she does that. And man, she is just coming under a lot of heat right now. You guys can let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't yet so you don't miss out on new videos, and smash the like button for us also if you haven't yet. You can click on these videos to watch my newest stimulus check videos next. And this video teaches you how to start a business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have students that have replaced their entire 9-to-5 income, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, and I will see you in the next video.